That's mighty kind of you. I think I'll just sit here and read my Bible for a spell. Oh, Jane! How many times do I have to tell you I like sugar in my tea? Oh, good help is so hard to find. Oh my. Well, hello. My name is Mary Ann Corbin. And I know that you all are just here to hear my little story about that incident with Jane Bryant. And before I can tell you all about that, you need to know a little bit more about me, and you need to go back in time. You see, I've never had much respect. Well, not until recently, that is. You see, I met the general. Well, his actual name is Robert Matson, but I like to call him General. It sounds so sophisticated, so fine and respectable. Well, anyway, I met the general, and you see, he had something I liked. I had something he liked, so it was really a pretty good match. Well, we were on and off for about 12 years. He couldn't live with me, and he couldn't live without me. Oh, he could talk to anybody about anything. He was so charming and handsome. Why, did I mention he was in the state legislature for 2 terms? And he owned property in 2 states? He was a good catch. I mean, we were really good together. Yep. So when he said to me, Mary, would you like to go with me to the state of Illinois? I said, oh, General, I would like to go with you to Illinois. Now, you know, I thought we would go as a married couple. But that just didn't happen. So I arrived at the Black Grove without no respect. Jodine, his overseer, had already been here with his slaves since 1845. Oh, the slaves. There was Jane Bryant and her 4 children, and there was her old husband, Anthony. Well, he was somehow considered a free man. And by the time we got here, they all thought they was freed. Anthony was just a hired man. He didn't own the plantation, he just worked there. Now, when the general would leave, because, you know, he had these 2 properties, and he would go back and forth from Kentucky to Illinois, from Illinois to Kentucky. Well, he had to leave his property in Illinois in charge with someone. So, of course, it was me. And I was in charge of everything. I was in charge of his slaves and his cattle and the fields. Well, you know, I was in charge of everything. Because, well, Jodine, he had a little bit of a drinking problem, and you just couldn't count on him for anything, like you could me. Well, my slaves, the general's slaves, the general's slaves, actually didn't take too kindly to me. So, you know, I got no respect. And at that time, I might have had just a little bit of temper. But you know, I got that all under control now. I'm just as cool as a cucumber. So, all I really wanted Jane to do was what any Southern lady would want her slave to do. Do what she was told. I wanted her to tend the fields, take care of the children, make the clothing, fix the meals. I just couldn't do everything. I was the lady of the house. So, you see, I just wanted her not to be disrespectful. I wanted her to do what I told her to do when I told her to do it. So I might have said, as any Southern woman would, "Jane, if you don't do what I tell you to do when I tell you to do it, I'm going to ship your children down south to pick cotton."
Well, when I got the word...
Excuse me, General. You knowed I wasn't going to really do that. Why, what could I do without my slaves? I was the only white woman for miles around. I just couldn't just get rid of my slave. Who would do all the work? You know, I was just talking. She didn't need to get all scared like that. You do know that, right, General?
May I continue?
Yes.
As I was trying to say, when I got the word that my slave's property had run off, I was down in Kentucky.
But I was here taking care of everything.
Sure. But my first thought was, there goes Mary again in that temper of hers. And to tell you the truth, I didn't know what I was going to do.
I didn't know what I was going to do either.
You know, being a true Southern gentleman as myself is, why, I couldn't leave Mary out on the Illinois prairie. Well, you've heard her. She can't be by herself. She needs a man to be with.
I did.
So,
Permanently.
I decided to stick with her and make the best of the situation. So when I got back to Illinois, I quickly learned that there was a local tavern owner down there in Independence who claimed to be one of those, what's the word, Mary? Abolitionists. So it didn't take me too long to find out where my property had run off to. Now, let me just interject here. Don't let anybody tell you this is the whole story about slavery. This story is nothing more, nothing less about private property.
That's right.
That's what this is about. Does a man have a right to own something? So I went to go see this Gideon Ashmore to find out about the whereabouts of my slaves. Now, Mr. Ashmore has this crazy idea that slaves are not property. And I'm not going to debate the issue with you fine people tonight. But where we come from, we don't need to debate the matter, do we, Mary?
No.
There's no difference between one man's slaves and another man's chickens or horses or pigs. There's no difference at all.
No,
it's the same.
Same.
And I went to go see Mr. Ashmore to see what it would take to give me back my slaves.
That's right.
Now you must understand, I consider myself a good person.
A good person.
A decent, hardworking.
Stop
it. Stop it right now. You're the reason we're in this mess. Stop it. Now where was I? Oh yes. I consider myself a good person. Long-suffering, patient, understanding. And I try to work it out with Mr. Ashmore here. I said, look, either kindly return what is mine or fork over the money for what they're worth. Each slave is bringing $250 a pop. That's $12.50 for the whole lot.
I'm not very good about ciphering.
And so, can you guess what Mr. Ashmore told me when I gave him my business proposal? Not only did he give me an emphatic no, what really honked me off was he was going to turn Sweet Mary and I in for living together since we were having an improper relationship. Well, this is just ridiculous. We are a family. We love each other. Mary's here. We have Molly and Robert and Mildred. We are a family. We love each other. We're good, hard-working people. Some of you might say, well, why have you got married? Mary asks me this all the time. The fact is, we're going to get married. I'm in Kentucky. She's in Illinois. We have farms in both states here. We have farm work to do. And now that my property is taken away, how am I going to get the farm work done? How am I going to do this all? This whole thing just irritates me and makes me so mad.
Oh, my goodness. You have no idea what kind of a temper he has. You think I have a vile temper? I never know what he's going to do. Take a deep breath, honey. I think we just best peep and deep breath, breath.